Glenn talked about how last week was a good opportunity for the team to get closer, bonding, that type of stuff. But for you, after those 3 games, what did you learn about the team, and then specifically, how helpful was it in terms of finding your identity on both ends?
No, we knew we were going to find a lot out about ourselves playing that competition and doing that. I thought, things I found out is that they could take a punch, and I think the teams we'd get up and then they'd keep coming back, and then find a way to win. And I thought we showed some resiliency of in those 3 days just to continue to find games, winning 3 games at level when all the games weren't decided in the last minute until the last minute and till the horn. And so I thought that I learned a lot about them. One of the things I've liked about how this team's evolving is the togetherness, the lack of entitlement, with the guys. And so I've seen that with them, and you could just see them prepare, because there's a lot of, you go to game to game to game, and just the preparation, the want to prepare to win. And it was a really connected group. Found out that, some things we got to do better, and just saw a lot of resiliency with this group.
We'll go Tom, then James.
Before the season, you had mentioned that you're eyeing December as a possible return for Jeff to start practicing. Any update on his progress there?
Yeah, he's doing full individual workouts. I mean, he's running, jumping, shooting, nothing live contact yet, but his progression has been amazing. But he is doing live full 5-on-0 workout, or not 1-on-0 workouts, dribbling, ball handling, shooting, running, jumping. But there's no definite timetable when that return is yet, because there's still that. I did my Achilles. Now, I did my Achilles at 37, not young and athletic as Jeff. I've never been athletic as remotely as his right wrist. There's a confidence issue when you come back with your Achilles, because it's such, to push off and jump and to cut with that Achilles. So there's one thing doing these workouts, and another thing is doing the live workouts. So we're just going to keep the progression going. I'm listening to the doctors and Seth, but he's been progressing great. Jadon, he hasn't practiced yet and everything, but he's feeling better. And I think the back is just always tricky, because if it's no use doing like 1-on-0 workouts if your back is still bad. That's what, like, you can push through an ankle, you can push through some things, but backs are tricky. So he's still not back.
James.
Luke got a lot of run in this tournament.
Yeah.
And you got Bryson back too, so you're deeper now. As you look at your personnel, how do you think it's fitting together after?
Better. The first 4 games, there were teams that switched 1 through 5, and they just weren't great matchups for Luke when you switch. And then we knew going into this tournament they were going to play a lot of drop coverage, and we just felt, we talked to Luke beforehand, like, you being able to pick and pop changes things. Like, you're not a role guy, so immediately we saw the difference, and he stepped up, and like, I've always known Luke can shoot, and I was excited for him to see. He had big contributions in all games, but he got rebounds in traffic, and that was so good to see. His defense was better, his rebounding, his aggression, and I'm telling you, that is a great sign for our team, because he's just a different weapon. At 6'11", if he's a threat that can shoot it like pick and pop and shoot, it's just different. And then getting Bryson back. Bryson hit big shots. He had that 4-point play. He had in Providence. I think he had 7 or something. But getting contributions from Bryson and Luke in each one of these games absolutely helped out in this tournament.
Ryan and Mason.
Corey, you mentioned all 3 of those games kind of going down to the horn. I know you've got veteran guys. How important is it to get those veteran guys to be in those closing situations together, though, and kind of grow through that?
It's interesting because you didn't see any panic. You didn't see anything. We were communicating. We were talking, like, you can tell that Duke and Kobe been in a lot of games together. Not together, but in a lot of games. But it just builds confidence. I mean, Kobe made a comment to me. He was in Atlantis last time and he went 0-3. And he was so fired up to go 3-0. So it was. I liked it was different guys, different nights. And then, for Jalen Moore to have the night he did, his first night, and end up MVP, speaks to a mental resiliency that's growing within Jalen. because he was really down after that first game. Even though he won, he was happy with the guys, but like God, I can play so much better. I didn't play, and man, to have the 2 games that he did following that, that's mental toughness.
Porter, just what was it like watching Jeremiah just continue to kind of come into his own over the weekend? What did you see from him?
I saw him a passion to win. You could just see it wasn't about that stage and him doing well. Like he was in the moment to win. The thing that I also saw is an attention to clean up mistakes. He had an attention to detail. Like I think he had 8 turnovers in the first one, and we know he's going to have some because of the aggression and the pace that he plays with. But then to cut that in half of Arizona, that was a big part. I thought he played a really, really solid floor game. And then he part of the growth is learning how to play with foul trouble. That's the first game he's been in foul trouble, was Louisville. And you learn from it. That's why I threw him in with 2 fouls in the first half, knowing that I was going to need him, just saying a little Hail Mary that he wasn't going to pick up his third. But I wanted to get him in there just because of his age and, that and all the hype going into the game before from Arizona. And he hit a 3, and I was like, okay, good, I can get him out now. But I wanted him to, I joke, but I wanted him to get into flow. Sometimes when you sit there 14 minutes, back in the day, I used to be like, you got 2 fouls, you're sitting. If you get 2 fouls early, I'm going to try to find you a couple more minutes somewhere and just really talk to you about playing smart. Because it's really hard to sit 14 minutes and then start the second half. I played him a couple minutes here and there. I was trying to get him going, and then I pulled him the last 5 minutes of the half.
Colton and Carson.
Porter, you guys have got off to some hot starts to start seasons, throughout your tenure here. Just how important are these next couple games against some tough competition to kind of learn how to, for this group to learn how to win and kind of maintain it as conference play comes?
Yeah, most important game is Georgia Tech. I mean, it's just I have never changed in my resolve on how we approach stuff. It's the biggest game is Georgia Tech coming in. It's a fast turnaround to go and come back Tuesday night. So our guys know it, but we're going to spin it the right way. Let's keep playing. Let's keep getting better. It's for us. It's all about this next game tomorrow night.
You probably don't put a whole lot of weight on preseason rankings as a coach, but seeing you guys be picked 15th out of 16th in the SEC, what kind of chip on the shoulder do you think that was for you guys as players? Do you think that, I don't know, maybe made them a little bit more aggressive? I don't know what the right word is.
Yeah.
Made them a little bit more aggressive.
The thing that I've been in that position before, and I remember sitting here talking about it when the rankings came out, and I've been to that position to where you don't get preseason ranked, and it's what you talk about within your locker room walls. We talked about like that. The only thing that matters is us, but then the next step is then going out and getting better. And when rankings come out, everyone can be like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have been ranked there or right there." Then what are you going to do about it as a team? Are you just going to, is it all lip service, or are you going to have a resolve in practice every day to get better, to have I say this a lot of times, man, your actions got to match your words. And these guys, to this point, their actions have matched their words. They took offense. They were in there, but we didn't talk about it after that. It's just been every day we have said within our locker room, the one thing we can say, we're not ranked the best team in the SEC. We're not ranked the best team in the country, but we can be the best team at getting better. We can be the best team in the country getting better. And we need to in a couple areas. I thought it was a really brilliant coaching move to allow Louisville to have 25 offensive rebounds, wear them out, crashing for the glass, and then hopefully they retire at the last minute of the game. But we allowed them have that many rebounds, and we got to clean it up. I mean, we can't. Our defense has been very good, but if you can't get that rebound, you got to start all over with your defense, and therefore it goes down. So we know we got to clean that up. And the guys, to get back to your original question, is no, that wasn't our destination to get ranked. It was our destination is to keep chasing, getting better.
Jonathan, Tom.
Yeah, or just curious your thoughts on the matchup tomorrow, and obviously the obvious, but the uniqueness of having David back.
Yeah, I think Georgia Tech, they have a lot of weapons. I think Terry's playing really well. I think George, number one, their point guard, is the best passing point guard, I've watched on film, and I've watched a lot of TV. He had 11 assists the other night. He can really pass. He can pass at all levels. And I think he makes them go. I think he's really good. Nabongo is on draft boards. They start 6'10", 6'11". For Javian, you wish him luck. I mean, I don't no hard feelings. And that's the way the world is with the transfer portal. It is you want to retain guys, you want to get them better. And if you don't, you can't sit there and fret about it. You move on. You wish him luck. We go our own way. And I know he didn't play last game, so we'll see. But there's been no hard feelings on our part. Once that, it's almost a new way of life. You do everything you can to keep kids, and they decide to go somewhere else and move on. And he did, and we did, and that's our storyline is Duke and Kobe and Jeremiah and Dayton. Those guys have been really, really getting better and doing really good for us.
On the flip side of it, Jalen, like his former team, I know it's been
Yeah.
years and it's a new staff over there, but do you have to? I'm sure he's been looking forward to this, but do you have to kind of get him to harness that focus so he doesn't get caught up in the moment?
There's very few players that you're trying to turn the temperature down on. Jalen, I love him, and I don't even want to harness it. We got to be smart with it and let him know it's just another game. But his energy that he brings, man, I love coaching his energy, and if we got to coach him a couple times just to settle down, we got enough of a relationship we can talk like that. But I love that he's hyped to play. I love that the guys love him, and that he's bringing them along to play. And so, not a concern for me. Ask me that at halftime.
We'll go Holden and Dylan. Yeah, Porter, I know Dan early made some comments about how he doesn't really like the multi-team events. Just curious about your thoughts on them, because it seems like you guys have done pretty well with that.
I haven't even had time to think about it. So I got no comment where I like them. All I can speak to is we had a great experience with Atlantis. The people there, it was first class. The tournament was run first class. And obviously, we did well. So I can't speak about anybody else's thing. I can just speak about our experience was great. But I will say this. There is a thought to it, because it's very, very tough to play 3 games in 3 days, travel back, and you're trying to just jump right back in the film room preparing for the ACC Challenge. The timing was, but you can look at it. You can look at anything in life, half glass, half full. If we had a week off, then we'd be saying, God, we got a week off. We were playing well. Now we got to take a week off. That'd be the questions I got. So I'm going to look at it by positive outlook, like, let's go play again. Let's prepare. Let's go to work and play again.
Kind of going back to what you mentioned about Jeremiah, how much are you still sort of learning and experimenting with not just the young guys, but some of the transfers, in game? How much are you trying to figure out how they handle those situations?
Well, it's not me just trying to figure out how they handle them. Like, it's almost like you got to handle them. You handle it. Like, we're in this thing, and like a Glenn Taylor. I had a lot of confidence in Glenn. How did Glenn have it? We counted on him. We brought him in here, being older, to handle situations. And man, he had 2 huge buckets for us down the stretch. Played excellent defense, and that's what we brought him in for. We lost Jeff, and we got him late, and he's been into some games. Duke Miles comes from a winning program. Every coach that ever played for him said, "Man, Duke makes big plays." That inbound plays, free throw, and getting in, makes big plays. And same with Kobe. And so it's an expectation. It's not the scrimmages early on where we're trying to figure out who does. Now we expect them. We talk about in practice. We do have situations. There's an expectation. This is how we got to handle this. So it was good to see it, and then we just got to keep growing as a team, man, because every game right in front of you is going to be a huge game, and I don't care who you play. Yeah, we're going to be playing that team tomorrow, Georgia Tech.
Right.
Before you mentioned new way of life in college basketball, is it even weird anymore to prepare guys to either play against your old team or guys that have transferred to conference where you prepared for them for one school, now they're next year? Is that even weird anymore? Is that just kind of normal now?
I'm trying to think if it's happened to me yet. You guys probably know more than I. If we played against anybody we transferred against.
Because even if it's not necessarily like a Jalen or James,
Oh, we did.
but guys that
Josh Fedoro,
yeah, that
Texas
played
State.
in conference that you prepared for in one jersey, and next year they're playing in a different system. Like, is that stuff just?
I mean, it's. I don't know if it's weird. It's not what I signed up for, but it is. You got to lean into it. I mean, you have two choices. You can sit there and feel awful and complain and use it as an excuse, or you can move on. And I think you got to move on. I was last spring. It was tough. You had a lot of guys back, and you didn't. So we moved on. We went and got out some other really good guys, and I couldn't be more excited about the guys we got in our locker room. That's all my focus is. I really haven't. I mean, it hasn't been this motivational speak again for Javion. It hasn't been anything like that. It's about this is what Georgia Tech does well. This is what we got to do. This is how we got to come back. It's just a way of life. Because I think in a couple, when it starts NIL, this is probably the fourth or fifth cycle. You're going to be, if you're going to sit and fret over who you're playing against, guys that were at your school, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So you just got to move on. It's just you got to get over it. It's the way of life, and then get guys in here, and then you go to battle with them, and that's what we do. You got to love these guys that are here, and I do, and we're excited to go where we've done and go play some more.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody.
Glenn, I guess just now that you've had time to reflect on it, how was that trip to the Bahamas for you? What do you feel like you and the rest of the team learned about each other through that tournament?
The Bahamas was amazing, man. We came there for a business trip. Like in them kind of trips, you want to come in there and win every game you can. So I feel like us leaving with the championship was great. I feel like we know we got a bunch of winners in that gym. On the team, 1 through 13 could be starter, could have a big game. So I feel like we just got more trust in each other, and I feel like that trip made us become more closer too, and tight knit.
Cool. Glenn, it seemed like last week, the national stage kind of got to see Jeremiah for the first time.
Yeah.
What did you see from him throughout the trip and all season?
Man, no different, man. Day in, day out, he's the same person. I tell a lot of people like he's way more mature. His game is way more mature than his age. Like he take this his sport serious. Like he's the guy that's in the gym, first one in the gym, last one to leave. So each and every day I come here, I see him. So it wasn't no surprise that what's done in the dark and coming to light. So it wasn't no surprise to the team. He do it every day in practice.
I mean, I know preseason polls don't mean a whole lot, but seeing you guys be picked 15 out of 16 teams in the SEC, how is that firing you guys up through the first few games of the 2024 season?
Like Coach said, we don't worry about the rankings, the preseason. Coach was telling us that early in the season. The guys in the locker room, we believe that we were one of the best teams in the SEC, and we was going to show everybody. And that's what we're doing. We still got more work to do, but I feel like we woken a lot of people up.
Jesse?
Glenn, you mentioned how important the week was for the team getting closer, things like that. But in terms of on the floor, how important were those few games in terms of finding an identity maybe on both ends of the floor?
It was very important, especially playing 3 games in 3 days. We just seen how tough our team was, especially playing the guys that we play. Like we played great teams, Arizona. Like we played great teams. So I feel like that was big. I'm very appreciative of us being in that tournament, especially with me. My last 2 tournaments didn't go well in my career, so I feel like for all the seniors, it was a great way to go out and a great way just to start and going into SEC play. So I feel like it was big.
Well, you mentioned that you had some big buckets in that Louisville game. Just how important was that for you, just in terms of your first season here, getting more comfortable, more acclimated, things like that?
Yeah. So my game is I try to do whatever to win. So I feel like coming down in the crunch, I knew a lot of guys was tired. Like Jay Moore, he gave us a big boost. Like that whole weekend, Jeremiah, a couple of the guys got in foul trouble. So I knew I just had to insert myself some type of way, and I just let my game take over. Honestly, I trust in the process, and I believe in my game, and I'm confident in my game. So it just came to it.
It seems like when you're on the floor, you really help out the team rebounding wise. And I know it was a tough rebounding day in Louisville.
Yeah, super tough.
Game.
Yeah.
Talk about that aspect of the team. Can you guys rebound better in the future?
Yeah, that's a big thing. We knew Louisville was gonna come in and crash the grass, especially with the lineup where we started a little bit small. So we knew that was a big thing. Crashing the glass, that's something we're gonna get better at. Like, no way they should offense rebounded us by 20 boards. Like, we can't let that happen. But it's all a learning lesson. Like Coach said, we're gonna be the best team in the country about getting better. And I feel like that's what we hung our head on. Like, each and every day, each and every game, just getting better. So you'll for sure see us get better in that aspect.
Ryan?
You guys have a lot of veterans, but when it comes to those last 2 minutes in those games, making that process smoother, is that something you guys have to kind of go through and work that out together to maybe extend those leads there in the last couple of some of these games?
Yeah, like our last few games, I feel like we've been doing better with just getting stops. I feel like early in the season we really wasn't getting them stops, but we had the lead, so it played in our favor. But yeah, like you said, a couple of them guys, because we're all mature and older. Even our younger guys are mature and older. So I feel like that's going to be big, especially coming to SEC play. Every possession matters. So I feel like we got to be big on that.
Cool.
Porter talked to us after the East Texas A&M game just about the conversation you had with you about coming off the bench.
Yeah.
And you obviously had your best game that game. How have you kind of used that to build yourself more as a leader and kind of build off of that?
Yeah, I feel like these last few games when we've been starting small, we've been off to a great start. So I feel like what Coach Porter's seen, and I trust in his process. I feel like I know whenever I come off the bench, I'm gonna try to give him my all. I'm gonna try to help and insert myself to win, to do whatever for the team that takes the win. So it's either that's rebounding, scoring, my defensive presence, or whatever. So I feel like I trust in the whole team trusts in Porter and the coaching staff's plan for us, and it's been working.
Sure.
Glenn, how can you guys carry the momentum that you picked up from the Bahamas win and those 3 big games down there? How can you carry that into the game against Georgia Tech tomorrow and the remainder of the season?
Yeah, like we all know, it's a quick turnover. We really didn't get a day off. We was in here yesterday, so I feel like it's gonna be great. It's really gonna show what our team, how tough our team is, especially not having a day off, playing 3 games. 3 games in 3 days. But I feel like we're all fired up right now. I feel like everybody knows we got to bring it tomorrow. Georgia Tech's a great team. A couple guys transferred from here, as we know. So I feel like they're gonna bring their best game. So I know we just got to be ready, and everybody in the locker room knows that.
Okay, Holden. Just you mentioned that. Do you guys ever talk about that, or just in this portal era that so many guys transfer, come and go, stuff like that? Do you guys talk about playing JV tomorrow? I know you weren't here, but some of the guys were.
Yeah, a lot of the guys know. He was a big part of the team last year, so I feel like we all know. We don't really talk about it a lot. We really more on like focusing on our group and what we have to do and the little things we have to do. But we all know if he does play, he's going to try to have a big game.
Any additional questions for Glenn? Okay, thanks, Glenn. Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.